Wild Child had just a lovely sail on that Sunday. We were sailing our way up from Martinique to Dominica. There's a guy in the capital city of Rousseau named Marcus Security. He runs the mooring balls there, and he's a character. I met him a few years ago, and he's sort of stuck in my memory. I think in this episode, I want to introduce you to him. He's an interesting guy. In his younger days, Marcus was a professional fighter and troublemaker, always getting into trouble with the law. One day the village elders sat him down and said, "Marcus, how about instead of getting in trouble with the law, we put you in charge of the security of the mooring fields. You keep the tourists safe, make them feel welcome." Marcus Security, I found him. Marcus Security! I met you 2 years ago. I come just to see you. Can I get a mooring ball, please? Can you help me? Okay, I'll go slow. I'll wait for you. Yep. I've got my crew up on deck putting away the mainsail. We've just arrived in Rousseau, Dominica, and I just showed you I was looking for Marcus Security. I met the guy 2 years ago. What an amazing character and fabulous human being. I think I'm going to do an entire episode just on Marcus Security of Dominica. He is an interesting character. So he's going to come back, help us take one of his mooring balls, and later I'll see if I can do some interviews with him. You're going to be very interested in this one. He's an interesting human being. For you and your island. And we're going to make Marcus Security moorings, the supreme moorings to come in. Soon people will say, "Oh, I heard from Captain Lexi about Marcus Security. Can I have one of your moorings, Marcus?" And we're going to say, "No problem, Lexi's got your back." 1-6?
Yeah,
for calling.
Yeah,
I mean, you see thousands of boaters.
I hear thousands of boats, but I can't remember.
How many?
I can't forget you, man.
How many Princess Canadian sailors? Wild children. How many wild children?
I can't forget you.
Dominica. How do we pronounce the name of your island?
Well, Dominica, you know.
Dominica?
Yeah, Dominica.
What about Dominica?
Dominica, yes.
How do the locals say?
Well, Dominica.
The locals say Dominica.
Say BA, no, but Dominica.
Dominica.
Name of the country.
And yeah.
Yet, not fully set up yet, but if the ferry comes in,
yes,
and you are there, then you get cleared. Yeah, there's the customs.
Like if I wanted to clear here, I'd have to wait.
You have to wait tomorrow when the ferry comes.
Once a day.
Yeah.
And then they show up just for a few hours and then they go.
Yeah, yeah.
So you gotta go, when the ferry comes.
Before and wait. Yeah, the taxis, right.
Okay, guys. We are anchored in Dominica off Rousseau, and we're not anchored, we're on one of Marcus Security's mooring balls. We're going to go to shore now to say hi to him. He's going to let me interview him, and I have to pay the mooring fees. I want to go that way. Not out to sea.
I'm treated like a slave. I have no freedom, I'm a captive.
Marcus, where do I lock my dinghy?
Yeah, I am the lockman. Good.
The fish market guy is kind enough to make change to break my 100 EC bill so I can pay my mooring fees to Marcus.
Yeah, and then everything come back green fastly.
So, what was the name of the hurricane that hit Dominica?
Maria.
Hurricane Maria in what, 2018, I think?
2018, yeah.
And like, it's stripped.
Yeah, it stripped the whole country, you know. All this tree was cleaned and everything was clean.
Like nothing green left on the island.
Yeah, and now you can see everything is back green. Everything is coming back together, you know?
And like, when the hurricane hit you and your family, like what did you do for protection?
Well, we went under the church. You know, under this church, my father and my daughter and my girlfriend. We went under the church, and then after the next day, we came out. And when we came out, everything was gone.
Everything was just gone.
Yeah, everything was gone around the surroundings.
Like the hand of God just wiped the island clean.
Roofs, the trees, like, you know, it's like a new world, you know?
Well, like a totally different place.
Yeah, no, everything get back in place, you know, the trees and people plant back trees and everything's growing back. You know, clean up, we had a lot of debris. You know,
a lot of debris.
Pass on the street, transport could not pass for how many months? You know, on the street.
Oh, like cars couldn't even drive on the road because of the debris.
For months.
For months.
Yeah, for months. We had to be taking out a lot of debris. Like the river bring down from the mountain and they stuck it up.
Oh man.
And the sea stuck us up.
Oh, and the sea brought stuff in too.
And the river brought down.
And the river brought down.
Like
it took the country over a year to dig out in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. Marcus is still homeless. When 2018 Hurricane Maria devastated the island of Dominica, it stripped every green leaf and piece of grass off the entire island like a bomb went off. Marcus was telling me like every roof on every house basically went flying or tumbling down. He said the streets were so filled up with debris, like stuff came out of the mountains and stuff from the ocean washed in because of the storm surge.
Double impact, just like a sandwich in the center.
It took, like it all sandwiched up on the road. He said it took over a year just to clear the road. They had to get help from other countries. He's still homeless from the hurricane 4 years ago, and he's still trying to rebuild his house. And then, of course, 2 years ago, along comes COVID.
You know?
So your business is renting moorings to the cruisers.
And doing the security around the yachts.
And then the security around the yachts.
And yeah, that's what I do for a living.
And then COVID hits?
And then COVID hit, and boom, that was it. All the little change
He tells me how just as the island is starting to get back on its feet after Hurricane Maria, COVID came and just shut it all down. He lost his livelihood and his business. People began starving. The government had to hand out food rations to help people. So you said like you just started to see the cruisers come back recently, a few.
Just a few, you know. I started to do some tours. I do 2 tours, you know. I was thankful about it, you know.
Okay. Because you like the cruisers.
Many years, you know. Yeah, man. I love them, you know.
You love to see the cruisers.
Yeah, I love my job, you know. I love to be with them, you know. Some don't understand, some understand. You know, it's just different, you know. Everybody, you know, play a fool sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
You meet people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, different cultures and stuff.
I meet people from all over the world.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. When the other friends go to tell them about Marcus, and then they come back and they give them some good service.
Like
good security,
good,
you know?
good word of mouth.
Yeah.
The cruisers tell other cruisers, Marcus has your back.
You go to Dominica, you watch Marcus. Marcus watch your back. You know, you take care. Yeah, everything. You know, he tours everything. You know.
Like Marcus security.
Yeah, Marcus security. Yes, sir. We're good.
The point of sailing is not simply to sail as many miles as possible. It's to explore new countries, new cultures, and meet new people. Dominica is definitely an interesting place to visit. And don't worry, go to Rousseau. Marcus has your back. You'll be safe there.